Welcome back to my channel, Modest Fashionista. This is Alicia. Today, we are going to have a conversation about disability. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Brandon. I sit here and assist Alicia on these machines while she's here in the gym exercising. So yeah, we're just going to have a quick dialogue. Is there any specific thing you want to talk about?
What is it like to be able to read? I've never been able to read with either one of my eyes.
I mean, for me, that's a question that
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to answer because for me to read, it's always been there for me. So just reading the words and identifying the letters and numbers and so for me, I mean, that experience is something I learned at a very young age. So what's it like being able to read? I'm glad I learned how to read because there's a lot of people in the world who can't read or write.
I can write, but I can't read.
Yeah.
I can write with a pencil, but I can't read it.
Yeah.
But I'm still grateful that I can write.
Yeah.
I had a teacher in high school that thankfully she thought it was important enough to teach me to write. She used styrofoam basically, and she had me trace my hand in the styrofoam of the letters that she had already made. Then she'd have me copy the letters with a pencil on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
That's how I learned to write, which is very different than how sighted people learn to write.
Yeah. And it's like they don't teach this in school today, but
Cursive.
I know how to write in cursive. I know how to write it very well because I was taught that in school and I still use it today.
I don't know how to write cursive. I only know how to write capital uppercase print letters.
Right.
And they come out like stick letters because that's all I know.
That kind of leads me into a question I want to ask you. It's got to do more with technology. So what assistive technologies do you use to access learning materials?
I read audiobooks and I use Siri. I tell Siri to pull up a video and she will pull them up for me so that I can watch them and get the information that way.
Unfortunately in today's world, a lot of people with
Read
no
audiobooks.
vision impairment or any kind of disability,
We'll read audiobooks.
they'll listen to audiobooks rather than read, and they'll ask Siri questions rather than doing the research themselves. I guess with the way technology is, it's a lot easier.
I guess so.
So
But
that's
that's just
why
my
they use
world.
it. And you use it. You need it, right?
Yeah, I need it. I mean, that's my world.
Yeah.
So, I can see the moon and stars, but I have to go outside to do it. And it has to be a clear night.
Yeah.
What is it like to see the moon and stars from inside a building?
Inside a building?
Yeah.
Well, that building would have to be pretty open. You'd have to look through a window that's got a lot of unobstructed view, like trees and all this and that. But it's not the same as being outside of a building to see everything.
Does the moon and stars look the same from you and me?
I'm not sure what they look like to you.
The stars are like tiny dots.
They kind of look like that to me.
The moon is like kind of like a white, bright ball. It's like a white ball.
The moon, depending on what phase it's in, the full moon is very easy to see. Then you got a half moon, so it depends on what phase it's in. So when you was in school, how did you navigate the school environment?
I used a cane,
You used the cane.
and I didn't like it at all.
And that's still apparent today, right? Because
Yeah, I still don't like
You
it.
don't use one, right?
No.
So you used the cane back in school.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how you navigated. Okay.
Yeah, it was only when I was 23, it was a few weeks before my 24th birthday, when I started learning to echolocate.
Yeah.
I've been echolocator for about 4 years now.
Okay. So how did you prefer to communicate with your teachers and classmates when you were in school?
Well, the teachers would sometimes, like when it was a group project in class, they would put me in a group and I'll basically sit there.
Yeah.
They would say, you can participate, you need to participate, and I would just sit there.
Okay. So have you had this opportunity to experience using text-to-speech technology for communication?
I heard about it, but I don't know how to use it.
Right.
I never had the opportunity to learn it. Do you know how to use it?
I have not used that before, but I have seen some people use it.
It's amazing what kind of technology they have these days.
Right. A guy came in here not too long ago, and I've always known him not to be able to hear completely. So
See, he can hear some.
no, he can't
What?
hear anything.
Really?
No,
Out of either ear?
no. So he would always pay close attention to me talking, my lips and my hand gestures. If he couldn't understand from that, which he was very experienced, if he couldn't understand, he'd give me a paper and pen, or I'd grab one and write it out. But this last time he came in just to drop off some magazines, and he told me him and his wife were moving away.
Oh,
So they were moving away, and the very last time I seen him, he finally got this. On his phone, like me and you are talking right now, his phone would pick up and type out every single word that we were saying.
that's
And
so
he
cool.
could read it.
That's so cool.
So everything I said, he could read directly on his phone.
Did you hear about the Meta glasses?
I have heard something about them. New smart glasses.
Yeah, I never used them, but I heard about them.
Yeah.
They help visually impaired people with daily activities like how to navigate or what is green beans and what is canned fruit,
Yeah.
or is the mayonnaise about to expire, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. So that's neat. That's neat what technology can do. Technology is a huge aid for those with disabilities, but it's also a thing that has been created to have people with no disabilities
Just
get out of
to-
doing
yeah.
things, you know?
Yeah, they just get out doing stuff.
Because it's so
Just use
easy
it.
just to say something or listen to something rather than actually doing it. I got one more question. What was your favorite subjects or activities in school?
Definitely Spanish. I loved Spanish.
See?
See, I took 2 semesters of Spanish, but I had already learned a lot of Spanish at home. My grandpa gave me a bunch of CDs
Mm-hmm.
that teaches you how to speak Spanish, and I learned from that.
Okay. So you didn't have like a Hispanic name in the classroom?
No,
Like my middle name was Thomas. So my name was Tomas
yeah, that would have been so cool.
back in high school.
That would have been so cool.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us something in Espanol?
Okay,
What about this? ¿Cómo te llamas?
me llamo Alicia.
¿De dónde eres?
Un ciudad pequeño.
See? I don't know how to say this, but your favorite la comida.
Oh,
Favorite
una
food.
comida. chicken enchiladas.
Chicken enchiladas. I think we talked about that in one previous video.
Yeah, actually my top 5 favorite foods is chicken enchiladas, cheeseburgers, mashed potatoes and gravy, chicken strips, and let's see, and what do you call them? Baked potatoes.
Baked potatoes.
Oh, I love baked potatoes.
And this is coming from someone who doesn't like vegetables or fruits, right?
Yeah, I don't like vegetables or fruit.
Except for potato.
Yeah, but I don't like sweet potatoes or sweet potato fries.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. My wife is, but no. Favorite drink. So you listed your 5 favorite foods.
Yeah.
Drink.
My 2 favorite drinks is hot chocolate and coffee. I like hot coffee, but I really, really, really love iced coffee. Oh yeah, and to make it 3 favorite drinks, it would be, the third one would be, what do you call them?
A Diet Mountain Dew.
No, not that, no, not that. Milkshake.
So see a theme here.
Yeah, milkshakes. I love,
Chocolate, I bet.
I love Hershey milkshakes, and chocolate chip. Not well. I like the chocolate chip milkshake, but no. Actually, my favorite milkshakes is Hershey milkshake and cookies and cream milkshake.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions I have for today. You got anything else you want to share?
Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe.